Ladies and gents, Las Vegas is shifting fast. New listings are pouring in, prices are sliding, and longtime owners, including investors, are cashing out. But here's the part no one is talking about. This might be exactly what house flippers have been waiting for. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what's happening in the Las Vegas market, why it matters, and how smart investors are positioning themselves to profit even before prices hit the bottom. And if you want deeper insights like this, market breakdowns, early deal signs, investor strategies that actually work, make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. I send out the sharpest updates in real estate straight to your inbox, no fluff, just flips, and there's a link down in the description below. All right, let's get into it. According to new data from Realtor.com, Las Vegas saw a 77.6% increase in new listings year over year, the biggest jump in the entire country. Nationwide, housing inventory is up just over 6%, and in Las Vegas, it's up almost 13 times that. So what's causing this wave, you guys? A mix of sellers. Retirees are downsizing or moving closer to family, probably get out of the heat of Las Vegas. Some homeowners are transitioning into assisted living. And most importantly, investors are cashing out after years of appreciation. Now, that last one is where flippers should really pay close attention, because those investment-owned properties, they tend to be less sentimental, more negotiable, and often have plenty of margin left in a deal. And in just a second, I'm going to explain how price adjustments in Las Vegas signal a very specific window for acquisition and why that window might not last. But before I do that, let's talk demand. Buyer activity in Las Vegas has cooled. High interest rates are keeping some buyers on the sidelines, especially those who are struggling to sell homes in other cities. That creates a softening effect, but it also gives flippers leverage. More homes available, fewer buyers in the pool, motivated sellers starting to blink. In fact, 2 active listings in Vegas, both 4-bedroom homes, just dropped $5,000 each after sitting on the market for months. And that's not just anecdotal. Robert Little, a veteran real estate agent in the city, says sellers are starting to offer concessions, things like closing cost coverage. When was the last time we've seen that? Well, I guess we've seen that a little bit since COVID, but still, concessions mean market is really cooling. This is in the summer too, the hottest time of year to sell a house. Other concessions like flexible negotiations and in some cases, straight up price cuts. So as an investor, how do you figure out which homes are worth pursuing and which ones are traps? I'm going to give you a few filters for that here in just a second. Let's pull back the bigger picture though. Las Vegas isn't alone here. Washington, D.C. saw a 63% increase in listings. Raleigh is up 56%, but Vegas is still in the lead. And despite the flood of new inventory, Vegas still technically sits in a seller's market with just 3.6 months of supply. That means we're right in that transitional zone where sellers still think they have the pricing power, but buyers are beginning to regain control. This is where some of the best flips happen. If you're tracking the right data and you're talking to the right people, you can get in before the masses start chasing deals. That's why we built that newsletter. Subscribe. There's a link in the description. We just want to get this information in your hands before it hits YouTube, the headlines, or your inbox from some rando real estate agent. Trust us here at Property Files. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Isn't Las Vegas risky? People are playing cards and throwing roulette stuff, and I don't gamble, so I don't know. After all, the Strip saw a massive 40% drop in net income, even though overall gaming revenue hit a record. But according to Little, the housing market hasn't followed suit. Vegas isn't just a gambling town anymore. Tech, logistics, construction, and remote work have changed the city's backbone. In fact, the market's been surprisingly resilient, holding stronger than many expected. But what happens when interest rates drop again? Maybe even later this year? Well, that's when the second wave is going to hit. When rates drop, demand is going to return. And markets like Vegas, ones with tax advantages, greater weather, and a strong lifestyle pull, tend to bounce back hard. That's why you don't want to wait for perfect conditions. You look for inventory pressure, you look for seller fatigue, you look for retreating investors, and then you move with precision. Run your numbers tight, build your contractor bench now, and study the local inventory every week. These windows don't stay open forever. Vegas might cool off now, but it won't stay quiet for long. If this kind of breakdown helps you guys, subscribe to this channel, subscribe to the newsletter. That's where we go deep, early data, flipping frameworks, and investor insights before they hit the public feeds. The market is a shifting, folks. Most people are waiting, but the ones preparing, those are going to be the ones who win. All right, see you on the next one. Bye.